But and then we left Kabul and drove through I think it took us 3 or 4 days to get to Herat and Kandahar through the desert. And you know what I remember very, very clearly was, and it has in fact nothing to do with the queue, but you know we had to stop at somewhere in the middle of the desert to get the petrol and things like that. And those people who were there, they appeared to me so strange and different, and the way the way they were looking at me was, you know, out of this world, you know. And I was sure that even if I would be able to speak their language, I wouldn't be able to communicate with them.
What do you mean by that?
They were in another world than me. We didn't see the same reality. If we spoke the same language, we might have been able to exchange words, but the words would mean something completely different for them than for me. And that was really amazing to have that feeling, because that was a feeling that I never had in Nepal, you know, nor in Pakistan, you know. That these people, they could have been from another planet.
What do you mean when you say that even after exchanging words, you wouldn't be able to communicate?
Because for them, the words would mean something different than for me, and somehow, you know. It was just a feeling. It's a little hard to elaborate on it, because it was an emotion, you know, that these people are far, far away from me.
You mean in terms of culture? Completely different culture?
In terms of culture, in terms of mindset, and in terms of how to experience your reality. So maybe they even didn't see the same things that I did. I don't know. It was just a feeling by then.
No, but it makes sense as well, because like right now, because of the internet and media and everything, we kind of understand what things mean, or the culture or the society. It's kind of like the world has, in a way, blended, right? So a lot of things are more relatable. But back then, I mean, like, you wouldn't even have TV, access to TV. Countries like ours, we wouldn't have TV, right?
As far as I remember, I saw one TV set somewhere in Afghanistan with some black and white news. I don't quite remember. But no, you're absolutely right. And still remember, I was 19 and I had not much experience of the world. I was like...
So for you, the entire trip was like completely different. You were seeing something different for the first time.
Yes. And still, I'm convinced that trip was one of the most important things that I ever did in my whole life. Because it changed my world, my way of experiencing the world, my way of thinking of other cultures and things like that. So it was very, very important for me.
No, I completely understand in that sense, because all of us, we live in a bubble. I mean, apart from the internet, if the internet wasn't there, I mean, we all have our own culture, our society, our people, our place and things we do. And across cultures, there are certain things that's acceptable in one culture and completely not accepted, or a bad thing to do, or a thing not to do in a different culture. So the people, you know, when people from different cultures come together, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, who is right, who is wrong, or what the other person thinks and how you see things. Those are completely different.
And it makes problems, which it shouldn't do. I mean, if everybody in Denmark had been in Nepal or in Afghanistan when they were 19 years old, our view on refugees would and the way we treat them would be completely different. I'm sure.
What's it like these days? I mean, when you say your views on refugees and situations like these would change, what's in it right now?
You are much more able to see these people as human beings, not like just they're refugees. They're entering our country. They want our goods. They want our welfare, and it's very expensive. All that shit, if you start to look at them as human beings, you're not able to have these prejudices and thoughts, because you know that they are as much human as you are, in the same way as if you haven't been traveling very much, you tend to think that the way we live in our culture, it's the only right way to live. People can live other ways in other cultures, and they can maybe even have a good life, but the right way to live, that's the way we live in our country. But when you have been abroad, then you realize that we are the strange ones. The majority of people in the world are much, much, much different, much more different from us than we ever have an idea of.
So that's what the trip did for you. It made you understand.
And all the other trips I didn't. I've been traveling a lot.